Hello there, Lynx here, and welcome to the last roots. The last roots for a certain character. The roots for the last girl, something like this. Anyway, time to move to arena, right? And to do that, we will of course not start from the very beginning. As usual, we'll load from one choice. Dang, we started playing this in January. What the heck? It's April already. Crazy. So over here, we basically have to play a little bit like Arena. So I guess our character will be kind of like her. She will be basically blunt about everything and she will talk about everything. So, God damn it, a piece of hair, sorry. Let's ask about the deafness. On the other hand, it kinda hurts. We have to go so far back. There will be so much of the entirety of the game we have to play through. Oof. Let's go. Shizune intrigues me. That's not true. And I kind of want to ask something about her. But I can't really ask about something that personal, can I? I can't come up with anything else to ask. So I just focus on my food, while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. About what? I quickly notice a conversation inside. It's not enough to feel the silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we are not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. The name is Hanako. Best girl. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning to stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk darkly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with the other students and finally, the teacher. Getting the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and continuing the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Sounds like me every single day. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation. No, I will not join the student council. Go away. No! Unfortunately, we can't stand show you around today, Hichan. We got to hurry already since there is a lot of work for us to do. Good luck. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait. Did you say that I have to see the nurse? Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show do that much. Come on! The nurses have their own building. The nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. Even though there is supposedly a secret passage or of sorts, because Hisao noticed it, but he doesn't know how to get there through that passage. So I would like to know that passage. Anyway. Disgusting painting. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. This dog's a building here. There is a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, Hichan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for staff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this really would be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a wide door on the left is a green cross with the text "Head Nurse" and a nameplate. A voice from the east side responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk.
Hello there. What can I do for you today?
He's young looking and sort of rapt, but the dimples in his cheeks wash the impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times.
Why, yes, I am. It says it on the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse, like everyone else.
Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation and he snaps his fingers.
Oh, you're a vet, Nakai. I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right?
He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yeah.
Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There is always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem.
The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow. Well, this is like a hospital.
Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here.
His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said that.
Yeah,
just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at school.
You will get used to it.
I'm not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it.
Now, let me just find your file again.
While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and a ceiling, dark grey laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls. Remind me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it.
So, you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rush stuff like, I don't know, boxing?
He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer with classmates occasionally.
Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being.
Oh,
My lack of reaction makes his eyebrow raise. But really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick the ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. And a kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of this cause in your papers. No, not exactly. I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glanced at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe. There is a pool here. So I was told. You were. Very good. At any rate, and I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to take care of not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risk. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes through my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I'm a share town before I even realize it. A quick visit, indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us. I should go somewhere to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The awareness in me only grows as I trudge towards dorms set a little way apart from the main building complex. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of flesh. Right, definitely. Smell of flesh, of course. Smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. I really don't like the smell of fresh cut grass. I don't like it at all. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the ends of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching their TV. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seem to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just the 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello? Is anyone home? From inside I hear a few movements. Then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have glasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Hisao Nakai. I'm going to the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh! Sup, dude? My name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious looking people going in and out of your room earlier? It's probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly and as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Doesn't mean I shouldn't get to know you either. He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it does matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle and shuts the door behind him. I start looking at the look of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room impersonal like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Hichan. Hi, Hichan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Which makes me realize through the entirety of the game, there was not a single scene with his mother or father, or both. Which is crazy. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kinda hope I would have. Then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about before coming and for the entire day too. I still am. I think? Dang! I have to distract myself somehow so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yes, I'll do that. But for now, the bottles of medications neatly around on my night table catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisao Nakai. 2 tablets daily to stay alive. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kinda twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain. And after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar. Not even after the darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm, and nest-like against the chill that passes for the room temperature here. Soon, the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. That's true. That's true. That's true. I'm kinda surprised. Maybe not surprised. Kinda. Disappointed maybe that he actually did not ask when I wanted him to ask. But whatever. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light grey ceiling. I had forgotten to throw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bag's on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill and pop out a tablet from the foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday. Misha's constant laughter and Shizune's swooping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kinks hanging around class after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. Or create one. We are not going to the student council forum, not a chance. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decided to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. Why her? After all, she did say if I had anything out to know, I should ask her. No. She crossed her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat.
Sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hichan.
My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right.
Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events, like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too.
Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes.
I know each other visits a local event. I'm not from this area, so.
She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grand flourish and starts signing hard and heavy.
Oh. Who cares?
Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud.
Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind the festival will inevitably change with time. Now it's about delicious fried food and musical games that you play to win prizes.
The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally not seeing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. She doesn't seem embarrassed at all for brushing it off without a care.
We're in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Hichan. What? That's right, Hichan. Are you asking because you're interested in joining a club?
It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchange between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does it every other word. Anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Misha and Susuna look at each other again. I'm not joining student council. I'm about to ask why they have in mind, what they have in mind when something dark flutters my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in a group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl, go. Why doesn't he say anything? Find out in Hanako's route. We know the answer already.
Hichan, is something wrong?
Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me for looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. Oh no, the creepy expression again.
Okay, well, like we're asking, you don't have plans for lunch today, do you?
Yes, I do. And it's not going to the student council room. I thought I would go to the library and pick some books. Yes, I'm very busy. Not really. God damn it.
Do you want to have lunch together then?
No. Sure. I don't!
Yay! Okay, Hichan, perfect!
I'm not joining the student council for. The rest of class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I had time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. She looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm not glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything.
Yes, it is, Hichan.
Impossible.
Really?
Really. I've noticed that before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really... Shizune can hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. It's all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there is no prize online, it's not really a contest. I'm not joining the student council, freak off. How did you not send this out yet? God damn it! Anyway, Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares me, as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. We are at the very annoying part of the game right now. And that means Shizune is around. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly... It's not alluring, sorry. It's creepy. I mean, the expression she makes.
Are you sure, Hichan?
Very sure.
You're a rock, Hichan, because I don't see the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what lies my confidence in my abilities, and the price is the satisfaction of proving them.
What? Yeah. What? She's gonna push her glass up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings and she gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I'm not joining the students' council. Freak off. I'd almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Ugh. Ugh.
Where do you want to eat?
Away from you. Cafeteria.
That's so plain. Okay, let's go.
Play. Oh, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here, which seems to imply as much. Shouldn't Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in the classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. Oh no.
So, Hichan, you want to know about the clubs and stuff, right? Right, Hichan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first.
Exchanging nods of confirmation, I turned to face me again. Misha strains her watcher as if she's about to deliver a speech.
Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in?
Yes. I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow teams or players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot.
There is a book club, right, Hichan? Right, but it seems like they have only members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan, it's a really popular club.
Bullshit. I don't believe you. I don't believe there is a limit.
Okay, but more to the point, Hichan, does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind?
Not really.
Good, great, that's great, yeah!
Why is it so great?
No reason. Well, Hichan, other than the clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student council!
I'm not joining, fuck off. I see. I know this school had that. That was a very melodramatic setup for just to tell me that. I'm sure that two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing and I'm not joining. Shizune quickly retains control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. And I'm still not joining.
Right, Hichan, maybe you should join the student council.
No.
They could use more people.
I don't care.
Yes, then you should definitely join.
Never! Why?
Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan.
Ugh.
Hichan and I are both in the student council.
Ugh.
Actually, Hichan is the president.
Ugh. I'm starting to get the suspicion that those two might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha.
Of course, we're not trying to get you to join because we would obviously benefit from joining because you guys are therefore have an incentive to try and get to do.
So you're admitting it just now. I'm not joining her.
No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course it would be nice if you joined and we appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one school. Yep, it's true. Hichan, besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hichan?
No! That's no! No! Why would I? Listen, you've been through your roots already. Actually one. And it was still the worst girl. And the worst girl on the entire game. I don't want to go through this nightmare again. Anyway, maybe not nightmare, but I don't want to, okay? I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying very hard to look their cutest. Except Shizune is not cute. Of what they are already pretty cute to begin with, that's not true. I just said Shizune is not cute. Well... So it's Len, welcome to the Study Council, Hichan. I'm not joining, freak off! No.
Oh, Shisha, of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right, for it would be boring if it went that smoothly. Well, Shisha owes me a candy now.
You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune makes a freaking disgusting face expression again when Misha signs to her. The creepy expression returns.
That's interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game.
Let's not. Not what I said. God damn it, leave me alone.
How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council.
No, absolutely not.
Why that?
Because you both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? And I don't want to join you at all. God damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, that is my goal, but what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at the clear advantage, so I will have to decline. Then.
Hichan, I've offended her so you to trust us, and that we would put something so disingenuous. That makes me sad.
Sorry. It's Cartel where she's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin.
In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council.
No! Exactly. He's saying the same thing I'm saying. No.
How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man?
Paper football?
Yeah, it's a game that play in America. You make a paper triangle, and then you try to shoot it past goalposts, and then the other player makes with their fingers. It's a goal. It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hichan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hichan. Wahahaha! That means a game that only separates the boys from the men.
More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about means you're probably surprisingly good at it.
Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hichan?
She's now frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I won't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the council. And that's it. Because I'm not curious about the student council at all, okay? No way, I'm not. Damn it! I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. Except it doesn't. I also kind of like Shizune, except I absolutely don't. I like Misha for, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. It would be terrible.
Okay, Hichan. How about the risk? The game of world domination.
I don't know what that is.
It's really fun, Hichan. You fight to control the world with armies and everything.
Sounds like she's gonna be good at it.
If you want to play, we can after school. Really, Hichan? Okay, we can just play for fun, Hichan. Hichan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached.
Well, okay.
Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hichan.
Wait, why there?
Because that's where we keep the game.
I wants to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting take a look around, play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After what is PC doing right now? What are you working on? What kind of process did you start that I don't know about, and I definitely don't want to be running right now, PC, huh? Tell me, what did you start? Google! Freak off, I don't need this. Click to run Office, I don't need this at all. And the process, goddammit. Alright. After school, Shun and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they are under guard. What's with the escort? This does make me feel comfortable. In fact, makes me a little dangerous, like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell.
What's wrong, Kid-chan? That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember?
I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they will tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What's it? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly.
That's not true, Hichan. She says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed.
Life is threatened. Whose? Her expression not changing, which assigns something amusingly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased by herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that, I know you heard me, you have no excuses like Shizune. They open the door to the student council room. It's very plain, sparsely decorated, although it is quite a large room, maybe even a little larger than the classroom. There is a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Except for tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records. And documents, not much else, in fact nothing else. This is a pretty big room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today?
Yeah, that's right.
Before I manage to ask why this is the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically.
Hichan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up.
While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game can start with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me, except it's not. I start feeling more competitive, except I'm not, than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from 2 fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers unable to get my attention.
Hichan, Hichan wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. Hichan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council.
I thought this game was with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle it over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no!
She admires your fighting spirit and will be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council.
You're so competitive and annoying. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous.
Magnanimous?
She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who returns signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Creepy expression. Suddenly Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing.
Wait, please slow down. She just says you're going to lose.
Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion!
Oh, okay.
Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. And the creepy expression is back.
She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't.
Oh, well, this choice is the same as we had in the past.
Say.
We're supposed to play defensively, apparently. It's likely that she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up, and I'm not going to wreck it doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Shuna adjusts her glass victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration.
Hichan, you lost when you learned music in North America.
I would gladly hand it over. I'm kidding.
I mean, Hichan, not me. Getting a throne on America is ambitious because it provides a 5-army bonus, but you can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you'd have more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, Hichan. Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition.
It's just a board game.
I was very excited when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensive just because you gained a small advantage. That's no good, Hichan. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hichan.
Damn, what's it to her if I played too carefully? There is no reason to rub it in my face. Besides, it's just a board game. Too close.
I wonder if you'd even be any good for the student council.
Was this reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in that case.
Give you up just like that? I expected more of you!
Seriously, shouldn't trying to taunt me to join the student council. That won't work. Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day, and I can't make that kind of a commitment. And I don't plan on doing that. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet, and those who were a little weird. Fair, especially one of them. The one with the blue hair. She's so freaking weird, and that creepy expression she makes. No. Fine. I'll consider joining, but I want to have a look at the other clubs. Except I already considered and I'm not joining.
Really, John? You're not just saying that to make us feel better.
Yes, I do that exactly because of that. And so you leave me alone. Yeah. I'm just not sure what I want to do.
Oh. Okay, John, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe there is still a chance you'll come around.
No, there isn't.
Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me unless we graduate before that.
That sounds boring as heck. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know.
Surely you're not that terrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game you know then, to give you a handicap.
I might have just said that to make you feel better after all.
Huh? No, that's called hijab.
I then glanced at the clock on the wall and realized I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I want to go to the library as well. It's not closed yet, is it? She then scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There is a clock right there on the wall.
It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shichan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is?
No, thanks. It's okay. It's okay. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
One flight of stairs up, and I ran into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. White, of course. Plain, like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there is a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at a random. After I turn around the corner and mark, the door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, just barely ajar so that I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside, and I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong about entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, for it's much easier to open than I'd anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever farther inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek "Hello!" on my lips is quickly snatched away. Who's that, I wonder? This is not as I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. Yes, they finally picked the package from them. Maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to actually go running tomorrow. Just maybe. Because right now I can't do that. I mean, I probably could have done it earlier as well if it wasn't for some church thingy going on. And days being basically off and such. Anyway. Am I going yeah, supposedly I'm supposed to go tomorrow on the run. I would like to. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing in the doorway staring at a beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes but doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, is the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I am intruding upon her. Thanks? I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, Vega resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling that And the slight cloudiness to her eyes means she must be at least partially blind like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. And so much better! I take it you're a new student to Yamaku. Yeah, I just transferred yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. One which I hasten to match, before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Sato. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod, before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid out along a shelf. A brush here, a brush there, and her left hand often lightly touching the side of the whichever container she is pouring into. It seems to be a process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Susan and Bisha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lee herself seems to have workaround for problems I'd never thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offerer preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not over this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Susan and me, some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes putting water in the teacup as she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup, indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Kakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class free, no? That's right, in the science room with Muto. She gives a small gig before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you will come to like him. Most do. Yeah. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, except I hate coffee. But this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Nonetheless, the smells quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. Sato-san? She smiles and quick waves her hand from her face. Lily, please. There is no need to be formal. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Well, I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as if it really does seem as she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third year classes. Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and is specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. So sorry. I feel like slapping myself for the faux pas. Looking at her face, for she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. There is no need to change your speech on my account. Sure. Sorry. I guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can be said for everyone, many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Think of it. This might be her version of the place behind my school that I like to have lunch at.
I come here fairly often. During lunch times, my duties as class representative don't leave enough time for an official club, so a friend that I use this room for having tea.
Class representative, huh? Compared to June, her manners seem to be almost completely opposite. While June is blunt and fierce-driven and annoying, Lee seems relaxed, calm, almost aloof, and absolutely not annoying. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join?
The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunch times, the baseball club, and the book club in a room near the library. There are also numerous small ones too, such as the art and music club.
At a time when I just want to get on my feet, rushing to club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rules as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club?
It isn't, for it is encouraged.
Good. That's a relief. I really down my guard around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally... my tea. My tea is cold as heck already. I finally start drinking it as Lee does the same. As I look over to the window, over her shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room as has a distinctly orange tint. Even here, time doesn't stand still. But time's gone quickly.
Sorry?
Right, she's blind, of course, she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of the time.
Sorry, Hisao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. What are you talking about? It was an enjoyable time.
I quickly moved to allay her concern. No, it's okay. The library is still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think on it. It's probably something I should have asked you when I had the chance, but really seems likely to be the case.
True. It's open until 6:30 during weekdays.
A quick glance at my watch confirms I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking with you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her.
It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you to where the library is?
I mean, I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it alright. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me again. Which they seem to have a habit of doing.
It's alright. I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you.
This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight retractable cane that had been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Liz looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, whereas Lily's is for navigation, which is obvious. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We walk slowly through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door to the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first? She gives an appreciative smile gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left is the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school's library with the distinct smell of old books, giving the place an almost old-world air. There don't seem to be a lot of students here, considering the time. It isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or the dorms.
Yuka, are you here?
She says it to thin air since the librarian seem to be present, and of course Lee can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Huh? Something from under the counter shoots against it, followed by a quiet wail. The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up with extremely rigid attention.
Hi, Lily. How can I help you?
Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head.
Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing. I just hit my head. See a drop in the eyes around my desk while I was looking for it. Pants drop when I was looking for them. You came and sprayed me. Are you alright? I'm sorry I couldn't know. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. There's nothing. I've had worse happen to me.
She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically, trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter.
Yeah. Worse things have happened.
The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily can't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a library perfectly.
Lily, do you get my message?
Message?
Oh, the 2 imported books that arrived. Right. They finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but...
Amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change topic, I'm sure, she noticed me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does.
Huh? Oh no! I'm sorry for not noticing before! Did you need to check out the book? Return one? I'm sorry!
The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling.
He's with me, Yuko. This is Hisao, a new student. This is Yuko, the school librarian.
Pleased to meet you.
Hisao, right, Hisao. Pleased to meet you too, Hisao.
For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind so she won't forget.
Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library?
Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror.
Please, really, I can't. I know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility.
How it's any responsibility at all, I don't get, but her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are.
But...
So, there are a lot of books in Braille here. I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops out into my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense.
Well, I think about a third or a fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio.
Makes sense, given all the blind students that be here. If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place?
Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than my salary, and then I have to organize and shelve all of them. It's so troublesome, and they weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job.
A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the ales then, don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me.
Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I'll have those books, it's alright with you.
My first impression was right. This library is surprisingly big. I'm licked down the narrow aisles. I study the spines of books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb. Take it with me if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arms. I guess I will never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print. Sorry. Oh. The yawn had to escape. Anyway, the normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is. A library. It's as if I'm the calm... If I'm the calm... What? It's as if the cold mood from the room I had tea with Lily and snuck with us in here, unless it was here to begin with. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks, set up for study or personal reading. Going out further, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. The rest of the library has the old student sitting at the desk, either reading or stealthily sleeping. The back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of the several bean bags. It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, made close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it. From the way she was acting today, I had her pegged as more of a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there is no harm in introducing myself as I would want with anyone else. She's a classmate after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts looking scarily up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face, at least a third of it, if not half, is pretty badly scared. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scar, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second I'm shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands, before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself, and I remember what I walked up to her for. Safe! Safe! So apparently we have to do another choice again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's okay. The girl certainly doesn't look like it's okay, but I let it slide. Do you mind if I sit here? She seems to be very uncertain whether it's okay or not for me to sit, but finally she nods just a little. Okay. I take the seat next to her, and she hides herself behind the book. Life of P. Never heard of it. So, sorry again for startling you. I am Hisao. She looks up from her book, stalling a little before replying. I know. We are in the same class. Her speech is stilted and so quiet that it is barely audible even in the still library. So I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Very wrong. So very wrong. She's the best girl. Hanako. I am Hanako. I just dare to say that's a nice name, just to have something to say, but really it's the only thing that I can think of. I feel like an idiot. Everyone here must be used to being different to each other. And here I'm being all bothered and confused about that kind of thing. Don't let me interrupt your reading. I'll just check these books if you don't mind. She nods a little and sighs a little sigh of relief. So I tried to read the covers and the introductions of the books I picked up, and she buries her face in the book of hers. Uncomfortably silence consumes us. My eyes still wander her direction, and I sneak peeks at her flowing hair and the scar she's hiding. After a while I realize that she's doing the same and only pretending to be immersed in the life of P. Her gaze is not inquisitive at all, for it darts around like a scared rabbit. When our gazes finally meet, the chain reaction is unstoppable. She stands up forcefully from the beanbag and takes a deep breath. Hi. Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair like takeoff catches me off guard. So off guard I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. By the time I reach the counter, she's nowhere to be seen. Lee and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you see, notice a girl run past here?
Maybe. Maybe. What did she look like?
Long dark hair, kind of shy, she had some scars on her face.
You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you?
Yeah, that's her. I saw her ring, tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something.
Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I had better try and find her. Sure, I'll just hold to this until you come back.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, but I have to explain to you some other time.
Right. I'll see you later then. Lee hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get a hang of this place. Did I do something wrong?
What did you do?
Nothing. I was just looking for some books and then she got this fit and ran off. The most of anything I can think of was that I might have looked at her general direction a few times.
Well, she's a very timid girl. You have to be careful around her. She can be very jumpy, I think, and she's not accustomed to talking with other people.
Isn't that a bit strange?
I wonder. It's just how she is, I think.
Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing, but again, maybe it's just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. But how should I deal with these people? Force myself to act overly casually only makes me feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it.
I think it's an elephant. Only if you feel that way.
I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. Eating a smile, and she blushes heavily.
Oh, did that sound stupid?
No. It sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desks really like doing that.
Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I have to do it. I hope that's not too inconvenient for you.
Yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because... I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting and returned to the counter.
Wow! You read a lot, don't ya?
I surprise myself with with that too, honestly, at least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I couldn't do much else.
I see.
But she doesn't say anything else and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. Holding the library books with one arm, I troll my pocket for the key to the door. A sudden sound from behind will start me, make me nearly drop the books I'm carrying or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock.
Who is it?
I turn around to see who is talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting of his glasses in the dark gives him a sinister look. It's just me. This makes him pause and lick his lips nervously.
Who is me? I know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again?
His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before. Yesterday?
I don't think so. I would remember someone who I met only yesterday. When was that? What day is it today?
I tried to ignore him. Is he joking or what?
Prove that we've met before.
You leave across the hall, you're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with an uncomprehending fear.
How do you know my name? Fame! This can only mean one of two things. Either we have met, and you are telling the truth, and I just can't remember it, or you're a spy.
He pauses.
A psychic spy.
His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not a psychic.
How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader.
Kenji points a finger in my face damningly.
Unlike you!
Stop that, man! We met yesterday! What's wrong with you? I'll live in this room.
Lies! If you think you can pass as Hisao because I'm legally blind, you are surely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding?
I want to grab him by the shoulders and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh.
Stay there!
Kenji comes closer, one careful step at a time. I stay still lest he assault me physically, although I doubt he could do much damage even if he did.
Oh wait, I see it now. Damn, it release you.
Sank again. And then, once again, for good measure, I step backwards, just in case.
What's up, man? You don't look too good, I think. Something wrong?
I don't know. Just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually, even if you discount this one. I can't get a proper touch on the people here. And I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either.
That's rough, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's the hard reality we live in.
I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us.
You see, let's go with this world. There is no justice, you see. Even when I lose, I win because I don't lose the lesson. What does that even mean? It does matter.
He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand.
So, what happened? White long face? Do you have a long face?
It's nothing. I just scared off some girl accidentally. Literally too. She actually ran away from me. What's my fault, really? I think I'm really not used to all of this yet.
A girl? Cute one?
Cute? That's a hard question. That's an easy question. She's goddamn beautiful. She got a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face. I mean, she was cute, goddammit. Goddammit, you are... No way. I can't believe, man. I can't believe. I can't believe that you, game, make me say that. Oh my god, no. 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 Why? Why are you that?
Why are you doing this to me, game? Why? Hanako is absolutely cute, goddammit. She's so cute. She's the cutest of them all. And you force me to say not. Oh my god! I will click, but I can't look at this. I just can't look at this.
Not exactly cute, no. Oh. She was beautiful.
There are a lot of cute girls here. Strangely, it's appropriate amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of the school. I tried to warn you, man, but did you listen?
I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets.
Yeah, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Have you noticed that the number of girls in the school is slightly but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60-40.
He turns head to left and stares off in the distance at nothing.
Why is it like this? I mean, to the untrained eye, it doesn't appear to be that bad, but that is a full 20%. One would think that school with such a huge pool of women would be a man's dream, but no. What I'm about to tell you could blow your mind. Are you ready?
I don't know where this is going, but I think I wouldn't be missing much by cutting out now. No, I'm not ready. I only get as far as turning the knob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he doesn't really care if my mind is blown or not.
I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration. With disparity in the number of men to women is a clear sign of how far they have come. In case this Cold War turns hot, they will have superiority in numbers. Just another skirmish in the eternal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women are the majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, the build-up of a military has always been the clearest sign of imminent war. Japan is just first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated, yet huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They are so cunning, as suspected of women. Soon the day will come when...
Kenji's voice trails off ominously.
That is why you can't trust them. They'll string you along, and then kill you, just like they killed me. You will end up just like me.
Oh, hell no! I can't stop myself from blurting this out.
Hey, what the hell does that mean?
You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of.
So, you're not supposed to say something like that? Damn, so rude. Where was it? Oh, yeah, vast feminist conspiracy.
Stop. I lost your way back there somewhere. Somewhere around feminist infiltration.
Too hard to follow. It's cool. I have some graphs and stuff in my room. And puppets. You like puppets?
No puppets.
You don't like okay. Graphs are still cool, right?
He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I held him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear that I was wrong.
So you don't mind, dude?
Just think about what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset.
You mean that too? That can't be because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. That is my dream, and you can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell can it be two? There can be two last sane men. You would invalidate the whole last part, and that part is kind of important. There can only be one, like in that foreign movie, where there could be only one. And in the end there is only one you'd left, because that was the point.
I have never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before.
Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of the other dark and complex conspiracies that this school holds. As Tangle does. Quick, finish my analogy for me. Be a pal.
I'm going to go to bed now. It's extremely late.
That does sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy to them. Denial is a terrible thing. Later.
He claps me on the back and then vanishes into his room. So quickly and quietly, it's like he didn't even open the door, but instead walked right through it. Like a ghost. Maybe he's a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and just go to my room, kick off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are so cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just like that with my eyes closed. This school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anyone else would be easy. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it does help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing of my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, for this place really is more a school and less a hospital pretending it's a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all. Alright. Let's end it here. We'll of course continue tomorrow in the next episode, so hope to see you there, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye bye.